Allie, thanks for coming to see me today.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I want to kind of talk about, when my dad was first released from prison,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of still bothers me. I kind of never resolved some of my feelings that I had
Mm-hmm.
about it, so I kind of wanted to talk about that today.
Sure, we can definitely get into that and see what's going on with your feelings. So tell me more about what are you feeling right now?
Well, when I was 18, I
Mm-hmm.
went to the prison. I kind of told you that I went to the prison where he was, and I told him I wanted nothing to do with him.
Right.
I wanted him to not talk to me, not contact me, like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I left it at that. And he kind of respected that. Then when I turned 19, he was supposed to be released from prison. And it was kind of scary because a lot of the things that he's done in the past kind of were freaking me out. And I was kind of concerned that,
Mm-hmm.
He was going to start acting like that again. And we had to meet with his parole officer who was going to talk to us about like safety concerns.
Safety concerns?
Well, he's got he's got a bad temper and all that kind of stuff. So they had him on a GPS tracker.
Oh, wow.
And they were going to, be monitoring everywhere he goes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to, be sure that he wasn't going anywhere where I live or where I'm going to work or school or anything like that.
Sure.
And they kind of wanted us to be in the loop as to what they were doing to protect us and what we should do to protect ourselves and all that kind of stuff.
It sounds like they were very in contact with you, letting you know what's going on so that you won't question them.
Yeah, they did a good job with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right. They were, they told us that they were going to kind of red zone specific areas that, like my work and my school and all that kind of stuff. And same with my family, my parents' house, everyone in my family's houses, anybody that, has contact with him that they were kind of concerned about. And they kind of went over like, okay, he can't have an apartment without them knowing. He can't leave his apartment without them knowing. He can't get a car. He can't really do anything.
Right.
But I was still kind of nervous that, he's going to play little mind games.
Nervous how?
I was concerned that he was going to do it. He's done in the past. Like, he's done things in the mail that signed us up for, like, subscriptions to magazines or things like that, just so that it's kind of like a reminder to us that, hey, I'm still around and I can still mess with you guys.
Sounds like he was patronizing you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's kind of what he did to me, my mom, my grandparents, and plenty of other people that have been in his life. And I was always kind of scared of that. And I don't think I ever really got over that, even though now he's back in prison.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be coming out eventually again.
Right.
So I kind of get kind of scared or nervous that I'm going to have to deal with this all over again.
It sounds like you're very afraid of what's going on when he comes out, right?
Yeah, I definitely would say that's exactly what it is. I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to have to be protected. This time he's going to be out longer, and, this time he's actually going to act on it. I mean, last time he was only out a total of 9 days, so he didn't really have much of a chance to do anything. This time maybe he's going to be out longer, and he's going to have the opportunity.
So what measures have you taken to secure your, to be safer?
Well, I did take the conceal and carry class.
Okay.
So that I could, protect myself that way. And with a gun and whatnot. And I used to be super big into kickboxing. So I did learn a lot of, self-defense techniques there. And that kind of helps me feel more safe that I can be protective of myself that way. I've notified people, like work and stuff, that, if he's around, he shouldn't be.
Right.
So if he's just, I work in an assisted living home. If he's calling saying he wants to tour for his mom, he's not really doing that. He's just doing that to be around. And, nicely say, we are completely full right now. We don't have any vacancy or whatever. Something along those lines. so that he's not trying to creep in on my life.
It sounds like you've taken some measures to secure your safety. It sounds like you have a lot of concerns of him coming out when he comes out to be safe, right?
Yeah, that's right. I am concerned, but I'm trying to take, every precaution that I can. Anything that I know of that's gonna try to help me. But I think I just still have that fear that I've been let down by, people that were supposed to protect me enough, because my dad got away with things. He didn't first go to prison until I was 11 years old.
Right.
And things happened prior to that, and all, for those whole 11 years that he got away with. And I think I feel like I was let down.
Let down?
Like, he did so many things that were he should have been in prison so long ago, but nobody took the time to, search deep enough into it to prove that he was guilty and send him to prison when he should have. And that in turn allowed him to do so many other things to me, my family, to his other ex-wives and my half-siblings, and allowed so many other people to get hurt. And that shouldn't have ever happened.
Right, it sounds like something that could have been prevented.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it could have been easily prevented if somebody had taken the time, the police and the DA's office and all that kind of stuff would have taken that extra time to look into it.
Right. Sometimes I see people don't put a lot of consideration into other people's lives versus, okay, well, we just send them to jail and that's the end of that, instead of looking further in the case and see what's really going on.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. I mean, my dad's he's been, deemed he's a sociopath and that kind of stuff. But, now this time they just locked him up, and there's no course of action to prevent anything from happening when he does get out.
So, do you want communication with him? Any type of communication?
Absolutely not.
No?
I don't want anything to do with him. I know that all he wants is to know that he gets to me. And that's not just for me, that goes for anybody. So if I give him, even if I acknowledge that I don't want him in my life, he looks at it as, she's talking to me, I'm on her mind.
Or she's thinking about me.
Exactly. Right. And that's giving him what he wants, and that's adding fuel to the fire and giving him ammunition. So I don't want to talk to him. I don't care, because I know a lot of things he says are lies. And so I just rather walk away from it, show him that it doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. My life is good. Without him being involved. I don't need that.
Right. Have you thought about what if he has changed?
I thought about it, but I know that he hasn't. I don't know. I know that he is not capable. And he still tries. He still takes everybody and anybody he can to court. He took my mom to court every month, at least once a month, up until I turned 18, till he couldn't anymore.
Wow.
And now I have half siblings that are all younger than me, under 18. And he does the same thing to their whole family. So I know that there's no change.
That's something.
And I don't even want to give him that opportunity to sneak back into my life and to know anything about me, to hurt my protection and anything like that.
When was the last time that you made contact with him?
The last time I made contact with him was when I was 18, and I went up to the prison and told him that I wanted, nothing to do with him. He had every right when I was 18, but until I was 18, to send me letters and call me and whatnot, because he had 50-50 custody. But once I turned 18, I had to terminate that myself and let him know that. And hiding behind a piece of paper and writing him a letter wasn't enough. I needed to stand up to his face to show him that I wasn't afraid. And even though I was scared out of my mind, I had to show him that I was strong and that I wasn't afraid, to tell him that he needed to be out of my life. I mean, I took my best friend, my support system, and he was there with me. But I needed to show my dad that that was it. I want nothing to do with him. I'm here. I'm standing tall, and that's it.
I think you did a really good job going with his support system and standing firm, letting him know enough is enough. I think you did a really good job standing up to him.
I think so. I think he got the hint because he since has not made any contact with me. So I think that was effective enough to make him understand that he needed to back off.
How does that make you feel, knowing that he's in there and that he's done basically everything and anything to try to get to you? How does that make you feel as a person, as his daughter?
It scares me for the fact that I feel like something like that's genetic. And I know that, if I had any of those traits, they would have shown by now, but concerns for, mental disorders for my kids or anything passing on, and it makes me feel bad that that's my dad, but I don't define him as my dad. I define my stepdad as my dad.
Right.
And, he hasn't been there for my life, and it's really, it kind of sucks that that's who I'm related to.
Right.
So I think that I feel better knowing that I have my stepdad in my life and that he has stepped up and, been a big rock for me and a support system for me and showed me what a dad really is.
Right.
And that I don't have to, crave for my dad to be better so that I do have a dad. I know that I have a dad without.
It sounds like right. It sounds like who is a strong person who will lead you to show you this is, even though he's not your dad, but he's showing you that he can be your dad versus another person that's trying to harm you. I think that we've covered a lot in this session. I feel that you let out a lot as far as for being concerned and afraid of what could happen. And I'm definitely going to refer you to another agency so that they can assist you on maybe placing like a protective order against him in case, because you never know. Right? He's coming out when?
He'll be coming out in the next year and a half, depending on behavior.
Yeah, I definitely feel that that's something that we should take a look into for you.
I think that would be a good idea.
All right.
Thank you.
No, thank you.